And week 10, past the halfway point of the season. Great football last week. Another great week. I don't know. I had a very questionable pick last week, but it is what it is. I took a risk. It didn't pan out. But before I even get into that, I need an apology from every single one of you guys about Josh Allen and the Bills, because you all said you guys would apologize because you
They
sold
played
all.
defense that's like what 31st ranked, 32nd ranked.
Uh, No, 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 no. Don't do this. Don't do this because you
What did
didn't.
he do against the Rams?
No, no, no.
Actual good defense. What did he do against the Rams? He should have lost that game
Okay.
because of the PI.
Okay. And
I will not be
okay.
apologizing until I
Okay.
see them succeed against a good team.
Okay, and that Rams PI was revenge because Jalen Ramsey tried to pull a PI against the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
Not
revenge.
even equal. Not
that's
even equal.
No, they're an equal. They're an equal.
No, the Rams game was the last play of the game. It was the game deciding play.
And Ramsey sold it, and they bought it.
That's not
So
no,
equal.
no, no,
That
no,
was
that's
no.
not the
That's not
same.
selling a ball. That was a
no,
horrible
no,
call.
no.
I am giving myself up to Josh Allen right now. Here we go, guys. I'll just be the sacrificial lamb. He's the greatest of all time. There's nobody better.
Okay.
You'd almost think he had won a playoff game for the first time in 28 years in Buffalo or something, But it was an impressive win. We'll give him that, and we'll get a chance to talk about one of his other games later today. So we'll be plenty of time for shine for Mr. Allen.
All right. I'll just go through a straight recap of every team, and then SA will go to the Packers since we didn't talk about the Packers last week. First,
all right, let's get to these games. Yeah, let's do it.
Ravens. I won't say much. I'll speak for Sezi Japniff. It was a good win to come from behind, 7-10. It's the first time Lamar's done that in his career. Big props to that. SA, what do you have to say about that? Because obviously, as we all know, you're low-key a Lamar hater. So what do you have to say?
I mean, did I not pick the Ravens to win last week? I picked you guys to win. This is not some big award you should be getting right now. Everybody picked you. No one. You were favored. It's nothing to be proud of.
Okay.
Everybody's not picking them this week.
Okay. We'll see. Ms. Ellis, what do you think about your Steelers after basically another game, same scenario as the Ravens, coming down to a final play?
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And we had some luck working in our favor. There's no doubt in that game. We had some calls going in our favor in the fourth quarter. That roughing the passer on Ben was, wow. Christmas early in Pittsburgh. Let's put it that way. But that said, obviously interesting week coming up. So we'll see. We'll take it. Hey, it all counts in the end. Nobody's going to look back in 4 weeks and say, oh, you only beat Dallas by 5. They're just going to say you beat Dallas by 5. They're just going to say you beat them.
Okay. Hey, Zon, what do you have to say about Cam Newton rebounding, having a pretty good game, and slowly starting to get his chances up to be a starting quarterback next year?
Yeah, like it was a close game against winless Jets. We'll take any win. I really don't care if we're facing the Lions from 14 years ago when they went 0-6. I don't care. I'm taking any win. Especially for Cam's confidence. This will help him finally getting back on track in the win column. Of course, this week we got a tough game against Baltimore, but hey, hopefully the boys are up for a challenge, man. Because it's gonna be a good game.
Well, now that we got everything out the way, we'll let SA talk about his Packers towards the end. But we'll first head off with a huge Thursday night game with huge classifications. We got divisional matchup, the Indianapolis Colts going to the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is here favored by 1.5. Over under is 48.5. JP, what do you have to say?
I got Tennessee in this. I feel like they'll come out with almost the same scheme as us, just running the ball, ground and pound with Derrick Henry. Yeah, the Colts stopped us first half, but finally our offensive coordinator let Lamar loose. So I think the Titans will win this out. I think 1 point is kind of too low. I think they'll win by a field goal, 24-21 Titans.
SA?
I mean, I agree. I have the Titans here winning. I don't like the Colts this season. In the beginning, I didn't like them, but they did better than I thought. They did really well against the Ravens in the first half. They got unlucky with the refs giving Marcus Peters one of the dumbest catches I've seen. But
Unlucky?
and
Okay.
no, they got unlucky because the refs weren't on their side on that play.
Okay.
Yeah, you can defend that pass another time.
I don't need to.
Yeah, because
I'm willing to admit, JP, the errors that went in the Steelers' favor. Don't be a Harbaugh.
yeah, you just want to defend anything, but that was a dumb interception. But I would say that the Titans win. Derrick Henry has another amazing game. This Colts defense, which is ranked top tier, I really do not like being consistent throughout the season. Like, and yet they don't really they didn't do well against the Browns. They did well in the first half against the Ravens. They didn't do good against Joe Burrow, who had a really good game and got I think got an amazing win right there. So I see Derrick Henry having a nice game against the Titans, winning 27-24.
Taji?
This is a tough game. The Colts have a really good run defense, and that showed in the first half when they were shutting down J.K. Dobbins, who had an amazing game against the Steelers. And I personally feel like they're gonna shut down Derrick Henry too. If you watch the game against the Bears, Derrick Henry was shut down, and Tannehill had to win the game with his arm. He wasn't exactly good, but a few big plays helped him. And I think it's gonna come down to the secondary. Obviously the Bears offense is not really good, but the Colts they're like they're okay. They're better than the Bears. This is a really close game. I'm gonna have to go with the Titans because yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans. 24-21 Titans.
Mr. Ellis?
Phil Rivers stinks. Let's be real. This guy's horrible. Horrible quarterback. Ravens did the right thing and they got him moving. Okay. When you get Rivers kind of shuffling east west, man, you can shut him down. And that's a blueprint, I think, for any team moving forward. But Tennessee has no pressure. They can't get any pressure on the quarterback. They're one of the lowest teams in the league into sack totals. So something's got to give here in this game, but I think Tennessee will do enough. I have enough faith in Tannehill now that I think that he can win a game like this. I think it will be close, but I do think that Tennessee will come out on top 26-24. At the end of the day, Rivers is not going to get it done in the clutch. He never does.
Again, this is a really hard game because there's two quarterbacks I don't trust in this game. I just don't trust Tannehill yet, and I just don't trust Phillip Rivers. But at the end of the day, I believe more in Vrabel, and I think that Bengals loss, I think that's just gonna change the ship of the Titans, and they'll start getting things going. I might take the same score as saying, say Titans win 27-24. Not gonna spend too much on it. Faison?
Yeah, this is an interesting game. A game that I'm gonna watch because I don't know. It's a toss up. I don't know what Titans team I'm gonna see. I don't know what Colts team I'm gonna see. Um, yeah, I think the Colts. I mean, from the Ravens game, I thought the Colts were gonna win that until they fell apart in the second half. Props to John Harbaugh and the coaching staff for making those adjustments. Like what JP said, letting Lamar do what he does because that's what he can do. He's capable of that. I don't know what game I'm gonna see, but I trust Tannehill more than Phillip Rivers. Tannehill's been having a really good year. Phillip Rivers also has had a good year, but I think the Titans. I'll take them. But like what Mr. Ellis said, they got to get pressure on Phillip Rivers. I don't know if Clowney's gonna play. I haven't heard that dude's name since he got signed. I don't know what he's been doing, but he needs to step up. I don't know if he's gonna play or not, but yeah. I'm gonna say I feel like it's gonna be a low scoring game. I'm gonna say 21-17 Tennessee.
On to another game for all you Josh Allen doubters. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona has a 2-point edge. Over under is 56. JP, what do you think? Well, okay, JP's not there right now, so we'll go to SA. What you think?
I mean, when we talked about how which team will we be getting from the Titans and the Colts, I say the same thing for the Cardinals because that team has a lot of potential, and if they perform at their best, I really think this game will be a really really good game, and they will win this. Kyler Murray having another MVP performance. If you look back at the Seattle game, they had many chances to lose that game, but they in the end they did come in clutch, and you can go into the the Lions game or the Panthers game where they didn't perform as well. Kyler didn't perform, but if he does, I do see Kyler Murray slicing up a Bills defense who really isn't what it was last year as dominant. And I see Kyler Murray having what 3 TDs, at least 70 yards rushing, and I see the Cardinals winning 31-20, 31-21.
This is a tough game to call. First of all, I want to give props to Josh Allen. He played. His grandmother died before the game, and he just bowed out. So that's just an amazing. That's just an amazing thing to do. I give him major props for that. Um, this Cardinals defense is really boom or bust, and that was shown in the Seahawks game. They bend, but they don't break, and they make big plays when they need to. I don't know if it's going to be the case this time. Josh Allen, he's like, I don't know what to expect with him, but I think that Seattle game is going to be a start of a good run for him. I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game. And I don't really know who to choose, but I'm going to go with my gut and I'm going to go with Josh Allen. I feel like the Bills are going to win this one 31-28.
Bills Mafia, take pause. You've been selected. And you will be selected, well, so far just that one time. Because I've never taken you all season. I'm not taking you today either. This will be a high-scoring game. I think the Cardinals get it done in the end. They're at home. And I just feel like that offense is humming right now with Kyler Murray out there. And defensively, they showed a little bit late last week, but obviously a disappointing end result. But I think at this point, I think Miami's playing better than Buffalo is. So I think that it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. I'm going to say Cardinals 30, Buffalo 27.
Yeah, I gotta take Buffalo in this too. I guess it's time to give them credit, but see, I don't know why. I just feel like it's not because they played a Seahawks defense, and we all know Seahawks defense is very very bad. But I think they'll win by 3 points. It'll be 24-27 Buffalo. You're on mute, Emmanuel.
It's another toss-up game. I don't know who to pick because I still have belief in Buffalo, but my issue is just Josh Allen be having these slumps. Like that 1 month when he was in the MVP conversation and then just fell, then came back like just destroyed the Seattle Seahawks. Bless his grandmother's soul. Um, oh, this is tough. I'm gonna have to barely say the Cardinals just for the reason they're coming off a loss to the Miami Dolphins, a very close loss, and I'm not doubting Josh Allen. He'll have a good game, but I just think Kyler will get it done. It's really hard to call here. I feel like Josh Allen's gonna have a slump this game. I can't believe I'm saying that. Um, I'm gonna have to say Arizona 30. I'm gonna say Arizona 30-27. Phase on.
Yeah. Also another you know, toss up game. I feel like for the Bills, first of all, I'm gonna give props. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Josh Allen played amazing. Playing with the loss of a grandmother. I know what it's like to lose a grandmother. So, big props to him and all. Well wishes to his family. But I feel like if the Bills win this game, I feel like they should be up there talking about contending for a Super Bowl. We know that, but if they can make that jump, this Cardinals defense, I feel like what Osezi said is, I don't know, it's pretty sketchy. Do I trust it? Do I not trust it? I'm not going to trust it this game. I feel like the Bills are going to win this 28-24.
On to another division. On to a big division matchup that no one would expect to be this big. You got Joe Burrow and the Bengals traveling to, should I say, Devin Hodges and the Steelers? Because I don't know if Big Ben's going to play this week. Is Big Ben playing this week?
Big Ben will be out there Sunday.
Okay, so never mind. It's
He
not
doesn't
hot.
need to practice. He doesn't need to practice this week. In fact, it's maybe better if he doesn't. He's drawn up plays in the dirt anyway at this point, so I'd rather him not even see a game plan. Just go out there and go raw dog it.
Right. Steelers surprisingly are favored with a 7.5 point edge over on this 47.5. JP.
My bad. You were cutting off. Can you repeat?
Oh, my fault.
My Wi-Fi.
Pittsburgh.
It's my Wi-Fi because of the rain and stuff. But
Okay, you good. Pittsburgh has a 7.5 point edge, and the over under is 47.5.
I think the Steelers will come out and blow them out. That's what I believe because, like, they struggled against the Cowboys, and I think they're not gonna overlook teams again. I don't know if they overlooked them last week, but I feel like they didn't because that's not the same Steelers defense I've seen. So I think they're gonna blow them out, in my opinion, 28-14. They're gonna win by 2 touchdowns.
I say.
Yeah, I cannot see the Bengals beating the Steelers. I really don't understand why the edge is only 7 points. It should be much greater. I see the Steelers having the same type of game that they had against the Browns and just destroying the Bengals completely. Because if you're a Super Bowl team, you have to blow out these big teams, just like the Ravens did against the Bengals. The Steelers have to do the same thing, even more. I see the Steelers winning big, just like they did against the Browns. Exactly. I'll say this will go around 15-35 Steelers.
Yeah. The Bengals have kept it close in every game this year, except for our game, and I don't think they're gonna do it here. I think they're gonna try to, but that Steelers pass rush is way better than the Ravens, and you see what we did to Burrow. So just imagine what Bud Dupree, T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward are getting ready to do. I think it's gonna be a 2-score game. I have the Steelers winning this one, 28-14.
You guys know that since Mike Tomlin has been in Pittsburgh, the Bengals have never scored more than 20 points at Heinz Field, like 20 on the nose. They've never scored more than 20 on the nose. In fact, they average 8.9 points per game lifetime at Heinz Field in the Tomlin era. And you probably can't see those stats on the screen, but I'll send them to everybody later. It's stunning to look at that. And look at Tomlin's division record at home against Cincinnati. 11-2. Ladies and gentlemen, make it 12-2. I do see some late scoring, though, by Cincinnati. I see our defense coming out and getting right early with Mike Hilton coming back in the lineup. That is going to be huge, guys. I can't tell you how much they've missed Mike Hilton's presence in there. He's still the second leading tackler among secondary in the NFL, and he's missed 2.5 games. Okay. Let's also talk about Tyson Alualu likely coming back for this game. He practiced limited yesterday. If he practices full today, he'll be back out there. And that's a huge piece of shoring up the middle of our run defense. It has looked bad the last 2 weeks, no question. But I think we shored up in this game. I see a late TD or a late garbage timer. Burrow's no joke. I'll admit, and you want to talk about apologizing. I gave him a lot of flack back in March when we talked about the draft first. So I'm eating my words there now. Burrow looks great out there. He's a great future for the Bengals, but I see us win this game 26-17. And yes, the line is 7, which means that Vegas knows that Ben's playing. Otherwise, the line would be even.
I think some reason I don't trust Pittsburgh right now. Their offense is very inconsistent. Somehow Dallas almost beat them. Somehow, almost. I still think Pittsburgh will win this game, but it may be closer than what people thought. Like people thought Dallas was gonna get blown out. Somehow, some way possible, Pittsburgh kept them in the game. And I've said this for years about the Steelers. The Steelers always play down to people. I don't know why. Like that year when we were 4-5, Steelers were 7-2-1. They found a way to lose a division, being up 3 games, which to me that didn't make much sense. It didn't make sense to me. But I'm not gonna criticize. I think Joe Burrow is gonna make this closer than what you think, and I think Pittsburgh will win. They'll win how they won last week against Dallas. They get a walk-off touchdown with about 7 minutes left in the game. And I think Steelers defense will just stop Burrow and get to him where the Bengals have such a weakness is protecting him. But I got Steelers winning this 21-17.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest like story about the Steelers is their offense. Now, they're not the most flashiest. They're not going to put up 40 points, but they get the job done, and that's all you can, say about that. Their defense is amazing. What they're going to do to Burrow, I apologize in advance, Joe, but it's not going to be pretty out there, man. I feel like I think this is going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. 21 to actually 24 to 21. I think the Steelers get a game-winning field goal with 6 minutes left, and that'll be all.
See, phase on, great minds think alike. Anyway, we got the battle of young buck quarterbacks. We got the number 6 NFL draft pick, Justin Herbert, going to the number 5 draft pick, Tua Tagovailoa. I gotta remember how to say that name better. Anyway, Miami, it has a 2.5 point edge. Over under is 48. JP.
I got Justin Herbert winning this. I got my score is 28-21.
I mean, I cannot say I agree with Justin Herbert is going to win this game. And people do not realize how many close games the Chargers have lost, how many games they should have won. Going from the last second change of call against the Raiders last week, or the Saints game where they were so close, or the Bucs game where they had a good lead, and if it wasn't for fumbling their own red zone, they would have won that game. And I could see Herbert, who's going to have another amazing game, just like Kyler Murray did to the Dolphins. I could see Herbert having another amazing passing performance. I like Tua a lot. I like Herbert even more. This draft was amazing with 4 QBs in the early round, and I could see Herbert doing the same thing he's been doing the past couple of weeks and having a great game. And this Miami Dolphins team is not going to stop them. It's going to be Chargers 28, Miami 21.
This is a tough game to call, but I'm gonna have to go with Miami. We saw a little bit of flashes from Miami last season towards the end of the season when they started like picking it up, giving teams like competition, and I feel like they added a new dynamic with Tua, who's actually a playmaker. And that defense, that coach is disciplined. Brian Flores knows what he's doing. Compare that to Anthony Lynn. It doesn't look good. So I'm gonna have to pick the Dolphins with this one. I'm gonna ride with Tua. He's gonna start 3-0, 31-24 Dolphins.
Taking the Dolphins as well, coming for this division, and I think they're coming because their defense is much improved, and clearly Flores has shown that he can run the show down there. I mean, it's amazing how quickly he's turned this team around. I mean, they were a team of nobodies last year. Look ahead to the Patriots doing something similar all of a sudden. If they land a stud quarterback in the offseason, it's kind of like you can see the plan unfolding here. But for right now, I think the Dolphins are the best team in this division, playing the best of any team in this division, including Buffalo. And the Chargers just find ways to lose games. At the same time, I'll say this: if Anthony Lynn is fired, I would love to have him show up in Pittsburgh as our defensive coordinator next year, because as good as this D is, schematically, we're getting dominated out there, and this guy knows what he's doing. I just think it's a lot taking on this team with a rookie quarterback, and I like Miami to win the game. I'm going to take Miami 30 and Chargers 24.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm not Chargers. Miami. I'd take the Chargers if they didn't allow so many come from behind comebacks. If they didn't allow it, I would take Herbert, no doubt, because that man, ever since he came in, has been playing lights out. Literally, like I actually feel bad for Tyrod because I don't know how they're gonna go back to him after the way Herbert's playing. But he literally his whole career got punctured away. But Eddie, I'm gonna take Miami. I'm gonna say same score as the Cardinals, 34-31. I think they hit it late. I think they hit the game-winning field goal, and then Anthony Lynn's job will be in question.
I also have Miami. I feel like I picked the Chargers last week against the Raiders, and of course they lost the heartbreaking fashion. They just can't close out games, and I feel bad. I feel bad for Herbert because he's balling out there, and can't they just can't seem to get a W in close games. For Miami, man, that dude Brian Flores, I knew once he left New England, wherever he was gonna go, he was gonna, because his football mind, his intelligence, his IQ, he's one hell of a coach. And I feel like he's just gonna outcoach Anthony Lynn, who I feel like his job's on the line here. Tua's been playing great. His Miami defense has had a takeaway and a score back-to-back games when they dominated the Rams. Last week they played Arizona, they got a takeaway and scored. Their defense is coming up big. So I'm gonna say 38-24, Tua and Miami.
Big score over there, Faison. Anyway. We got one game. I think Faison will be happy about this based on how his team just played. We got another Sunday night football rematch from last year.
Big one.
We got the Baltimore Ravens rolling to New England. Baltimore's favored by 7. Over under is 43.5. JP, what do you feel?
43.5. Sheesh. I got, you know who I got winning. I mean, I think we're gonna blow them out, in my opinion. That's what I believe. I think we need a blowout game. It's been too long. It's against this team, or it'll be against the Giants or against the Cowboys, and I'm calling this team. I think it's just been too long that we haven't gotten a blowout, and I think it's against this team. You guys let the Jets put 20 on your heads. Yes, we're blowing you guys out. We're blowing you guys out. The score, 31-14. Ravens. Sunday night football. Let's get it. Sorry, Faison. Better luck next year.
I mean, this is a game that the Ravens should win, as JP win by a pretty good margin. And I went against my mind when I picked the Eagles to beat the Ravens, but in the end, I wasn't really that mad. I was more mad at the Eagles for kind of blowing that game away. I want to pick the Patriots because I want to pick it. I want to see just Monday morning seeing Lamar hold another L to a team that just struggled to beat the Jets, and now all of a sudden is going to beat the best team. Some would say in the AFC. So this is, in reality, they won't win. But I just want to pick it just for jokes, just to see Lamar, the Ravens fumble, just perform that one game that they're going to have a season where they look disgusting. Just like they had one against the Browns last year, which was against a bad team. The Patriots are not a good team. They lost the most players due to COVID. You have the Cam Newton, whose passing yards and passing stats are pretty bad. And this is not a game they should be winning. This is a game they should be winning by 25. But I'm picking the Patriots just for jokes, and I see them winning 28-21. Bill Belichick comes out with an amazing performance, locks Lamar down throughout the game. Lamar struggles. Cam Newton, 2 rushing TDs. They win 28-21.
I obviously have to disagree with Essay. I think we're gonna dominate from start to finish. I don't think any aspect of the Patriots offense, no offense, Faison, that they can exploit with our defense. Our run defense, straight. Our passing defense is good. It's I don't think they're gonna threaten us really. I think they're gonna get a late touchdown. I think the score is gonna be 35-7. Shutout until the fourth quarter.
I guess I just have a different level of faith in the Ravens offense right now, because to me, what I saw against Indianapolis was not good. And the second half was basically very similar to what we saw in the second half of the last 2 Steelers games with Ben Roethlisberger. It's like, put everything on the quarterback and make them win it for you. And that works for a couple weeks, but over time it gets old. And you better believe that Belichick knows that that's the formula for winning in Baltimore right now, because they don't have receivers that can catch the ball. Dollywood's stats last week. Dollywood, the much ballyhooed Dollywood, 3 catches, 35 yards last week. Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
We didn't need him in the passing.
Stable had more on one play. Juju had more on one play.
You never
We didn't need him in the
Okay.
passing. When we needed him, he got us the first down. All we did a second, I would just run the ball, and
exactly
that's
proving
or
our
one
point.
first offense.
Defense,
Mhm.
defense. Y'all putting up the shields there. Y'all putting up the Dollywood shield there. But I'm here to tell you that this offense is not a great offense right now. And when you hear Lamar coming out in the press saying that guys on the other team are calling the plays at the line of scrimmage before they even happen, that's alarming.
That's coach.
That's alarming. Well, it's all part of it, though, JP.
You,
I'm saying
you
it's all
don't think
part
the
of it,
coaches
right?
are influenced by the players' ability?
Yeah, it's all part of it. I mean,
You know,
it's like
Lamar's,
this. You don't have anybody that can catch the ball. That's it. You don't have anybody that can create separation at the wide receiver position.
I don't believe that. I don't know.
Again, you'll get your time. You had your time to talk about it. I'm having mine right now, and I'm saying that the statistics demonstrate that your receivers stink.
He played
And
a lot in
every
college.
other aspect of your team is pretty good. But that's a glaring hole, and it will show up again this game because you better believe Belichick's going to put 9 in the box and say, okay, Ravens receivers, get open. They won't.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the Patriots' offense is horrendous.
Agreed.
And Ravens' defense is sound. And even with Calais Campbell being out in this game and Judon questionable, maybe just find a way to dog it up on D. I mean, that whether that was a catch or not is immaterial, that Marcus Peters play. I mean, I have my opinion on it. You have yours, but he made a great play either way. Okay. And great plays lead to opportunities for you to show up on the stat sheet. And then Clark's unbelievable play for the TD. And, you know, the Ravens are going to do enough to win this game because they're a Super Bowl caliber team still, I think. But this glaring hole shows up week after week, and they're going to have to figure out a way to solve this because much like with the Steelers not having a running game, you can't win a Super Bowl. You can't win a Super Bowl if you don't have a downfield passing game either. And so I think while both of our teams look illustrious because of their defenses respectively, neither of our teams right now look like a Super Bowl team to me until we figure that out. But the good news is there's plenty of time. Ravens 19, New England 12. Valiant effort by the Patriots, but at the end of the day, Baltimore's defense is too much, and special teams for that matter, which is going to matter in a bad weather game Sunday night.
I do agree there. Our offense is kind of struggling a little bit, and I do believe that. I feel like Baltimore will still dog it out just because we have such a good defense, and it showed against the Colts, especially for having 6 of our defensive starters out and they didn't practice all week and to still hold the Colts to 10 points. That's big. Offense still has this glaring issue. That's why if they see in the chat, I've been pressing about having Dez to start getting in the rotation for that big man on the outside because that's why we struggle a lot. We don't have that big man on the outside. It was supposed to be Boykin, but that man's not being what he's supposed to be, and I think caused a lot of problems because
You guys picked the wrong Notre Dame receiver.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And, you know, just having him may be able to, we can move Hollywood into the inside because he's had better games on the inside. I won't lie and say he's been playing great. He hasn't been playing as well as I expected him to, but I just think he's better on the inside than he's on the outside. And I think that's related to more why he hasn't been much of a factor. When he's inside more, he's made more plays. But, I mean, that's my opinion. I won't disagree and say Hollywood's been playing great. He's been playing okay. He could play better. I think the running game will still do the job just enough because New England did show those signs against the Jets. The Jets were still able to run the ball a little bit. Honestly, it's just going to come down to defense. And Baltimore has it right now. New England doesn't. And for that reason, I'm taking Baltimore to win. A close one, not too close, but I say Baltimore wins 24-19, same as the Steelers Cowboys.
Would you consider, Emmanuel, running Lamar out of the pistol with Dobbins back there so that you can have those easy like little screens and dump off? I mean, to me, he seems like he could be your receiver that you're missing. Just line him up. You know, he's got speed, man. He can take the edge. I mean, to me, like,
you're right,
it's a no-brainer there. It's a no-brainer. Like, use this guy. He was barely used in that game last week.
I mean, that just all goes to Greg Roman, really, to be honest, because His play calling is very questionable. I'm sitting over here. I even know what Baltimore was running half the time, and when that Lamar quote came out, I don't know. It felt like to me it was like a little shot to the head coach because I understand that aspect of defenses calling your plays. That's a part of football. Especially Baltimore has very high tendencies. I don't know if you know this. On first and second down, Baltimore is 70 to 30, 70% run, 30% pass. So when they're calling run and Lamar is shook about that, that kind of is like disappointing to hear because again,
And are the linemen tipping the plays too? Like that's what you wonder because you have some inexperienced guys in there, right? Like are they tipping the plays? That's something you'd have to study this week and figure out because you have a lot of inexperience in there now. I mean, I think people are underrating Stanley not playing.
I don't know if it's more
one of the best players in the league, one of the best linemen in the league, not playing.
I don't know if it's more experience. I think it's just more Baltimore has glaring tendencies. Like if you see us go 5 wide, I think us and JP know QB draw. Like it's just tendency plays.
Right, because nobody's afraid of your receivers.
That's the problem, and that's why I've been emphasizing Dez should play. Because Dez,
even if he just posts up and catches like a 3-yard pass, like post up on the third
What
corner.
happened to your tight ends? This wasn't a wide receiver team last year. It was a tight end.
You're absolutely right. I don't know what's wrong with the tight ends. Mark Andrews not on the field. I just don't know.
That's the thing. Mark Andrews getting double teamed every game. Our receivers, obviously, they can't win one-on-one. So Greg Roman schemed them open. He doesn't do that. We run first down, second down, 3rd and 10. You want Lamar to do what?
That's wrong.
You go 5 wide. Like, what are you running? It's frustrating, honestly. Something needs to change.
I mean, I think Baltimore will get it right. It's just going to take some time. And honestly, I did tell you guys, it'll take time. I think they just have to slowly get it down. And I think having Dez play, I hope he plays. If he doesn't, I'm going to be very mad. But I think maybe Dez just being there could make a difference. Because
third downs, big
pistol, 5 wides. Dobbins split wide, Dez. But you put Dez in the freaking slot. I mean, just 4 steps, reach your arms up. There's 4 yards.
I mean, that's what I was arguing too. He doesn't have to run much. We could just call our play one side, and on the back side, he runs a single man route. I mean, it's not ideal. Let him know the playbook fully, but starting to get him more game conditioned because practice conditioning and game conditioning are 2 different things. Yeah. They may look the same, but they're not the same. But I mean, that all depends on Greg Roman. I'm not going to speak too much on it. I just hope he fixes it because he has a problem with his first year exploding. In the second year, the quarterbacks don't develop. I can go into Colin Kaepernick. I can go into Tyrod Taylor. I can go into many quarterbacks. So, but it all.
And we owe FaZe a pick here too, right? I'm sorry. We're not carried away. No, I'm sorry. Carried away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be delusional here. I got the Ravens. I feel like. This defense for us, I feel like if we get Gilmore back, it will help. But I don't know. I feel like we just got to stop Lamar with his running because last year, he destroyed us with his legs. If we can make him pass the ball, which Lamar's a good passer in my opinion. I don't know what's the deal with him. What deal with the media saying he can't pass? He's a good passer. The receiver just can't get open. You can't blame that on Lamar. But. If whatever Bill cooks up, I don't know if I just hope Patriots can make this game competitive. Josh McDaniels, man, that dude week in week out, that dude is pissing me off. 3rd and 24, that dude calls a screen pass. That dude pisses me off, man. I'm telling y'all. But I just hopefully he can open some things up and stop with this, doing some extra stuff. Before the game, he was like. He told the media, he was like, we got something new. I'm like, it's the Jets. What are you doing something new? Like, stop with this cute narrative. Like, just play the game. We were supposed to dominate the Jets, but this is not a good football team. So we'll take any win that we can. But yeah, I feel like Ravens will win this 31-13. This is gonna be an ugly game, but hey, it's not a good team. And we're going against a Super Bowl, contender. So nothing really to expect here.
Faison, you may have a bigger surprise than you think. I think that Jets game could be a slow turning game for you guys. And remember, that team is still fighting. And, for a lot of things, I don't think any really NFL team has to deal with what the Patriots have to do. Maybe the closest team is probably the Eagles. Eagles, possibly. Eagles, Cowboys. So I mean, I wouldn't put your head too low on the Patriots. I think they could pull out a couple. I just maybe not this game, but I think there'll be some things that you'll like from this game, and there's some things I'll talk about next week about with Baltimore's offense, which I know is going to come. But
We'll see.
it's going to be a
We
great
better
week.
wrap up, though, guys. We better wrap up. We're right at the time here. So,
Yeah. So we'll go quick to SA. What do you have to say about your Packers and having another bye week against the Jags? So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, yeah, last week I picked us to win very, very big, because if we didn't, then we didn't really deserve to be in the mention for teams in the NFC to represent us in the Super Bowl. So, and we did, and Faison got the score almost exact. I predicted I was a couple points off, but Faison was almost dead on. We won how we should have won. Rodgers had an amazing game. The one thing is just I really don't know if our defense would be able to withstand another team that could actually do what the Niners did to us last year and what the Vikings did to us this year. Because I know this pass defense can, and we nearly did against the Vikings. We weren't for some bad calls, but again, game against like Seattle, I could see us winning very nicely. But I just really hope that this defense really makes another step. Last year it was pretty good throughout the season, but we have to take that next step and actually be solid throughout the whole game and not buffer a little bit in the run defense. And if we do, I give us a good chance.
Well, you heard it here. We'll have a great week of football, and we can't wait to see you guys next week. Ravens Nation.
Big
all
trust.
right. Dollywood forever. Here we go. He's going to get 4 catches this week. 4 catches for 42. Let's see.
3 for 26.